Spygate is one of the most controversial Formula One moments in recent times, as over the last 20 years there has been a lot of scandals, such as the tyre blowouts at Indianapolis in 2005, Michael Schumacher's incident at Monaco in 2006. The Spygate scandal is highest out of those. Also, the Crashgate one as well. And this video is about the latter. Crashgate was a very, in the words of Lewis Hamilton, very interesting tactics. As, if you don't know already, I'm going to take you through the story of it. So, let me picture the scene for you. It's the 2008 Singapore Grand Prix. Felipe Massa is battling with Lewis Hamilton for the World Championship, and they come to Singapore for the first race in Singapore in F1's history, and the first ever night race. And people are expecting it to be an incredible race filled with drama and maybe even a little bit of controversy. And let me just tell you, it was both of them, as as what would happen in the next 60 odd laps would determine the World Championship and would determine the fate of Renault F1 team to the current day. As Fernando Alonso, driving for Renault F1 team, would be starting only 16th on the grid, which was a lot lower than, which is quite bad considering the Renault was the 4th or 5th fastest car that year, along with the likes of the Toyota and the Williams. And because of this, most people weren't expecting Renault to score any points, as Fernando Alonso's teammate Nelson Piquet Jr. started only a few places ahead in 12th or 13th place. And until about lap 11 in the race, it was relatively quiet, as Massa kept the lead in the race, and it looked as if he was going to win. However, it was at this point in the race where things got more controversial than Katie Hopkins, and as a result, it decided the fate of the World Championship as we knew it. With this happening. So on lap 12 of the race, Nelson Piquet was running in about 14th or 15th place. And, according to him, and to his dad, Nelson Piquet Sr., the three-time F1 champion with Brabham and Williams, he got told by Pat Simmons, the technical director, basically the guy who designs the car, and Flavio Briatore, the team boss of Renault, who actually fathered a child with Heidi Klum, and used to own Queen's Park Rangers as well, with the guy who owned F1 at the time, Bernie Ecclestone. And these two told him to crash. So Alonso would gain time, because if someone crashes, a safety car will get deployed, and as a result, the whole field will bunch together, so people can make free pit stops and have newer tyres than others. So Alonso wasn't fueled for very long. He was only fueled for 13 laps. And the reason why was because they were planning this the entire race weekend. They knew exactly when to tell Piquet to crash, exactly when Alonso to pit, and exactly the place to crash so a safety car would get deployed and the amount of damage done to the car. And, as a result, safety car was called, Alonso pitted, and gained crap tons of time. And this actually decided the World Championship, as Felipe Massa pitted under the safety car and had a fuel rig problem, because they were trying to get him out really quickly, and as a result, Massa only finished 13th in the race, and as a result, it cost him the World Championship as we knew it. So if that safety car hadn't got deployed and Massa pitted later on in the race, the mistake probably wouldn't have happened, and as a result, we would have had a completely different world champion, and Lewis Hamilton would still only be a 6-time F1 champion right now. And as I was saying about Alonso, he ended up being 4th or 5th place, and all the drivers ahead of him had penalties to serve because they did something under the safety car when the pit lane wasn't open, I think. Because the pit lanes weren't open and were open at certain times in that era, and obviously still is now, because Hamilton got a penalty this year at Monza for that exact reason, pitting when he shouldn't have. However, Alonso pitted at the right time, and as a result didn't get a penalty for it, and he was leading the race from Nico Rosberg and Lewis Hamilton, and it stayed like this for the entire race. And in the end, Renault won the race and decided the World Championship at the same time. However, despite the fact that Renault got this win for free, they would, cheated, and got this win, they would actually win the next GP anyway at Fuji with Alonso. However, a year later at the Hungarian GP in 2009, Renault announced that Piquet would be let go from the team following poor performances and would be replaced by GP2 driver and at the time, I think, championship leader Romain Grosjean. And as a result, Piquet wanted his revenge. So he let loose to the FIA and to the media, more specifically just every single media source in the world, including BBC, who had the rights to Formula 1 at that time, that they told him to crash into the safety car and basically tampered with the rules and fixed the race, effectively. And drivers such as Mark Webber, Nico Rosberg, and even Alonso himself talked about this thing. But Alonso refused to comment. He was like, I will not say anything until FIA have done whatever they need to do. And Rosberg got asked if it was easy to crash into the safety car, and he said, just crash in general, and he said, definitely, it's very easy to crash. You just need to put the throttle on too early, and you'll spin out in the race. But that's not what he actually said, that's what I'm saying. He said a lot of that kind of thing, though. And Webber also commented on it. I forgot what he said. So, this started, and it raged on for up until the 2010 season. So, let me tell you what happened after this. Briatore got a lifetime ban from Formula 1 and never returned to the paddock again as of today. Simmons had a 5-year ban and returned with Williams in the early 2010s and had remote success with them, taking numerous podiums and pole positions when he was at them, and ended up becoming a Sky F1 pundit as Sky took over the broadcasting rights of Formula 1 at the end of 2011. And Alonso ended up moving to Ferrari at the end of 2009 and finished runner-up in 3 of the 4 seasons he was there, as he would finish runner-up in 2010, 2012 and 2013, and would show incredible pace at the Scuderia before moving to McLaren with little success. And now he is set to move back to Renault for 2021. Piquet never raced in Formula 1 ever again, and as a result, his career went down the tubes. So down the tubes, he ended up having to race in Formula E, and ended up being a champion of it. But, that being said, what was the outcome of the case? Well, as a result, Renault got fined, Briatore got banned, as I said, and Renault were given a ban from competing under the Renault name for Formula 1 for multiple years. And Renault spent their final year of F1 officially until 2016 in 2010, where they would compete with Vitaly Petrov, a rookie, and Robert Kubica, a race winner. And then after that, they would be known as Lotus Renault in 2011. And in 2012 and in 2013. However, they just became Lotus in 2014 and 15 as they switched from Renault engines to Mercedes. And they would have Grosjean and Kimi Räikkönen as drivers in 2012 and 13. In 2011, they had Bruno Senna, Petrov, and Nick Heidfeld as drivers. And in 2014, they signed up Pastor Maldonado to form what I call the Crash Team, which had 2 of F1's most accident-prone, no offence to either of them, drivers. And after that, after the end of the 2015 season, where Lotus had hardly any success, they became Renault again, and had Julian Palmer and Kevin Magnussen as drivers. Very unsuccessful year, however, 2017 and 2018, they would rise up to 6th and 4th in the Constructors. 2019 they went back down to 5th and they stayed there in 2020. And these days, we don't really know what's happening with Briatore. He was in hospital with coronavirus a few months ago. Meanwhile, Pat Simmons is just living a quiet life, chilling with his family and his kids. I think he's got kids anyway. So guys, if you did enjoy this video on me talking about Crashgate, like and subscribe, and I will see you all for the next video. Goodbye.